Ed Sheeran got his face cut open by a sword. Yeah, take a minute if you need it. Here's what happened. It was a party. Princess Beatrice, who is like Prince William and Harry's cousin, 7th or something in line for the British throne. They were all hanging out, James Blunt, Princess Beatrice, and Ed Sheeran. And as a joke, since they were with royalty, James Blunt said, "Could you please call me Sir James?" Beatrice then says, "Yeah, and let me dub thee a knight." Pulls out a sword, because they're at the Royal Windsor Lounge, and apparently there's just swords all about, and does that thing where, as a joke, she puts the sword on his shoulder.
Oh my God.
But apparently, right here was Ed Sheeran's face. And she cut it with the sword. And he had to go to the hospital. There is apparently a gash under Ed Sheeran's eye. This is an amazing story. I'm sad. I'm sorry that I'm laughing, but it's pretty funny. Thoughts, 5 words or less.
Lego house, real sword.
Royal epic fail.
Ed Sheeran got shorn.
So, there's just swords hanging around everywhere. Sharp swords. Just
Imagine how, because one, swords are heavy, and what I didn't know is how very sharp they are.
Right.
That's not an easy thing to do, and then just a clean little slice, it sounds like.
I don't think all swords are sharp. I think this sword must have been insanely sharp to cut Ed Sheeran's face. Because I've watched some movies where they're like, no, you keep the blade dull so it'll hurt when you...
Oh.
That's
and a broadsword is just like a really heavy thing that just hacks through people.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one apparently, it is insane.
What an interesting guest list of just angelic British singer-songwriters.
Yeah,
James Blunt.
Adele was there too.
Was she?
No.
Oh.
Golden
no, but
voices.
I'm just thinking like James Blunt, Ed Sheeran. I would believe that. You should
Sheena
have been
Easton,
like, yes.
any British singer,
Charlotte
Amy
Flair.
Winehouse made an appearance.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
That's too soon. But though, imagine if you're Princess Beatrice. You're like trying to have fun. You're around these people who you strangely probably idolize as like these great singers, and you want to be cool. You know that your whole life people are probably trying to hang around with you because you're a princess and that's cool. And you're trying to fit in. And this is totally something I would have done by accident, is try to be cool and just totally mess it up. Did you guys, I wanted to ask, were you ever at a party where you did something totally embarrassing and ridiculous?
Yes. I used to live in a little town outside of Albuquerque called Los Lunas, New Mexico, and I went to a friend's house, and the mom was in the bathroom using the restroom. And so I didn't know she was, you didn't know. When you're 12 years old, you just walk into rooms. You don't care. Anyways, so I opened the door amidst the mom cleaning herself up. And first of all, the image was like, wow. But then second of all, it's like, I'm like, I'm so sorry. So now I have this, and it gets better. I was also at a rehearsal for a dance troupe I was in, and the teacher was doing a demonstration of of the choreography, and she bends over and lets one rip.
Ooh.
And I heard it, and I think people try to pretend like they didn't hear it, but I looked at her and I said, it's okay. Because how do you comfort someone that, it's awkward for everyone in the whole room,
It's amazing.
But the one where she was cleaning herself was like full on, like, my eyes! At 12.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was too
Scarred for life. Grace,
beyond.
have you ever done anything or been at a party where something just terrible has happened?
Yeah, I mean, yes, but I don't think that I do anything really crazy at parties, but I do because I try and keep it together, but I did have a tendency in college to sort of Irish goodbye and then do something
What's
really
an Irish
strange.
goodbye?
It's where you leave the party without telling anyone that you're leaving.
ghost.
You get
And
ghosts,
usually
yeah.
What would
ghosts.
happen
I
is
love it. Before you get further, I love when it's just like nationality action.
Yep.
Like Irish, you could be like Swedish hello. I don't know what that is, but
That's what
Swedes will be like, yep, we Swedish hello.
I didn't know what it was until I came to the U.S. for college, and people were like, you always Irish goodbye. And I was like, what is that? And they're like, you get really drunk, and silently you leave, and you don't tell anyone, and you just go. And that's what I would do.
To your car?
So I would realize at a party, I'm like, I'm too drunk to be here. I can no
Right.
longer be here. I'm going to do something weird. And so I would leave, and then I would do something weird. Like one time I got home, and I was like, I need to turn the lights off. It's too bright in in my house, and my roommate was sleeping. And so I unscrewed all the light bulbs in the house and threw them away, and then took out the trash because I was like, it needs to be darker. And then I was like, oh, it's so cold. I was feeling really cold, so I turned the heat to 85 degrees.
Wait, at this party?
No, at my home. Like, I was back home. And so my roommate, I love you, Haley, my sweet roommate, who had been in a relationship for the entirety of college and was like done with the partying, would just wake up and it was like, and there was smoke and it was like the fire alarm almost went off. And then she was like, what's going on with you? And I was like, what? Who? And then I was throwing up in the, I don't know, whatever. It was
Yeah.
college is weird. And that's probably the weirdest thing that I'd ever did, but I did it in private, like a grown up.
Are you a happy drunk, or do you cry when you're drunk?
Really happy.
Really
I've
happy?
told people that I really, really do not like how much I like them and the things I enjoy about them. Like, I'll find it within myself. Like, one of my old best friends was dating this girl that I truly believe to be Satan. And I saw her at a party and I was really drunk, and I went up to her and I was just like, you guys are so great together. Like, you are passionate about each other, and that's important. And I hated her. I do, and I still hate her. And I find it when I'm drunk within myself to be like, you should be kinder. Like, hate is unhealthy, Grace. Like, feel this love.
My God.
What about you, Brett?
In college, the girls' rugby team came to our frat,
Frat.
which is the beginning of a great. It's a
The
great
girls'
beginning of a
rugby
story.
team?
The girls' rugby team came and they had.
So a bunch of
They
lesbians
had,
came
yeah,
to your
they
fraternity.
had. They were dressed in army fatigues, and
A bunch of lesbians came
yeah,
to your fraternity.
in army fatigues, and they left like this toy helmet, and so I put the toy helmet on, and my friend Reed and I were winning the beer pong tournament, which just means you've played a lot of beer pong.
Yeah.
And while we were waiting for the next round, we started a t-ball game, which involved taking cones, setting them up. But the home base cone, we put a giant like cement block on it, and we had like a wiffle ball bat, and we thought it was hilarious because you hit it really hard and it wouldn't go anywhere. But I was like, I have a helmet on. I am awesome. I will use this helmet to protect me as I headbutt the giant
And you're drunk.
cement thing. And I'm pretty drunk. But I also was like, I'm wearing a helmet. I'll be fine. So I reared back and I headbutted it. And it went pretty far. But then I couldn't see very well. And then why is everything red? And it turned out I had cut my head open.
Wow.
And blood was just streaming
You
down my
cut
face.
your head open?
Yeah. And the helmet I looked at, and it had a giant crack down the middle because it was just a shitty plastic helmet. And then the center, where it had cracked open, it said, not an actual helmet.
Wow.
Not for safety use.
Go figure.
So that happened. Don't be like us, but do share your favorite ridiculous party stories or just embarrassing moments so that you feel happy getting it off your chest. Also, what do you think about this? What should Princess Beatrice do for Ed Sheeran to make it all better again? Give us your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe to this channel, and we'll see you next time on Pop Trivia.